Darling, take this with my gratitude. Senna would have wanted you to have it.
Can't be quite sure, but I think Dalen means like close friend. No, that's Vanan.
How do you know that?
Because that's what Solus called me when I was his girlfriend.
Banan?
Yeah, it means my heart, if I believe.
Oh, if you're such his heart, why the hell did he break up with you?
Because he's a god.
I don't care! I'm never letting that one go! Even though... I actually want to see how that whole dating Solus and breaking up with Cullen plays out.
It doesn't really, nothing happens. You just go between, I did it. You break up with Solus, he says you're aware, he goes, I see, even in this you surprise me. Just know you're a rare spirit in this world, walks off. Then you go tell Cole, hey, Cullen, hey, guess what? I'm a single chick. Interested? And he goes, of course I'm interested. You're a divinely beautiful mage goddess, pretty much. That's paraphrasing on my part. And then smoochy smoochy, and you're in love. No mention of Solus whatsoever, which is why I get really frustrated with BioWare, because this shit is way too clean. I understand this is a fantasy, and in fantasies things go just as we like them, all nice, neat, bow on top, yada yada yada. But anyway, the point is that if it were really a relationship, and you dumped Solus's ass to be with Cullen, you would think Cullen might have a couple misgivings, thinking, oh, I'm so glad you picked me, but might I ask why? You know, I mean, it's just kind of like, you know.
Oh, because I saw you looking so...
You know, or even just make a comment, are you sure this is what you want? Because I don't want you to turn around later and decide that you walked up on the wrong person. I know, that's just one line of dialogue, maybe two. And friggin' they're just like, nope, can't be bothered, sorry about that.
Too real!
Too real is very real, too real.
Too real.
This whole swinger attitude where I can be with one person and then the next, no complications, no issues. I'm sorry, if I was friggin' Cole and I got Cullen and I got dumped to be with Solus, my ass would be in that room. As a Templar, I can stand up to a mage. I can cancel that magic. I'd walk right in there and be like, I want to see a scene where Cullen walks into the room, cancels Solus's magic, and says, you better treat her right, because if you don't, you'll have me to deal with, and then poof, walks out. That is something that I want to see, because there are consequences for one's actions within a relationship.
Apparently they decided that was just too much trouble.
Indeed.
But at least in the first game, when he broke up with his character, like, I know there's this banter. Hi, Brown, still rapping. There's this banter with Morgan. I know. Sorry. I know she goes up to Alistair and she's like, so, how did it work out with the Morgan? He's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, even that. But I'm sorry, it's like, I'm not complaining about the relationships. I like the relationships. I like the cutscenes we get. I like the dialogue. I think in some places it's a little short. You know, it's like the idea is wrapped up so quickly that you don't get much of a feeling out of it. It's like at the end of the game when you're talking to, I think it's Cassandra, as you enter the keep again, and it's like the conversation about Solus when my character was in love with Solus was like snap quick. You know, it's just like, oh, I hope we find him. Oh, I'm sure we will. Moving on to the party now. You know, I mean, it's just kind of like, BioWare, shame on you. You know how to
was in love with this person!
Alright, well that redaction's a little severe, a little over the top. But,
I was like, it's like my character was in love with this person and this is the crap you give me?
Well, it's not crap.
I know.
I mean, for God's sake, we don't want to stop, but, you know, I'm just saying that perhaps there could be some ramifications for just randomly dumping somebody and then being like, lie, off into the woods, you know? I mean, it's just kind of like, okay.
There should have been some serious ramifications for Solus dumping you.
I don't think so. There are. You can talk to him after he dumps you.
Still doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't do anything, but that's life. Sometimes people
You don't get to punch him in the face and make yourself feel better.
In the real world, you don't get to punch people in the face to make yourself feel better. Or one would hope you weren't a crazy asshole who did something like that. Oh, you broke up with me, fine. Mr. Face beat Little Miss Fist. You know? I mean, that's not the way it works in the world. You don't punch people in the face when they break up with you. Christ almighty.
You at least have should have the divine right to bitch him out more.
You do. When he breaks up with you, you can be like, you're lost, asshole, and she'll go off on him in Elden. But the thing is if you don't make that choice, and you can be pissy with him if you want to be, but you can't punch him in the face, because in the real world you can't punch people in the face and get away with it. Headline, Inquisitor gets arrested for massive assault against Elf. I mean, Jesus.
Oh my god, that would be a funny headline.
But the thing is that it's just, I just feel like there should be some ramification for being like, oh, Sarah, nice ass. Josephine, I love your tits. And Dorian, well, come here. You know, I mean, it's just like, you shouldn't be able to skip around like that without them saying something. Or doing something. And I do think that scene between, like, breaking up with somebody, there should be, like, a crisis or an event scene for breaking up with somebody and going to the next person. So you feel the guilt. It's like, that's right, you're an asshole, you broke their hearts, but they still love you. You know? I don't know.